Welcome back to Mindful Stoicism. Imagine this. The same person who once dismissed your worth, who overlooked your efforts, and who took your presence for granted, is now sitting alone. They're staring at their phone, scrolling through old messages, waiting, hoping for a notification that will never arrive. The silence is deafening, almost unbearable. It's not just the absence of your voice or your words. It's the absence of the energy, comfort, and connection you brought into their life. They thought they could live without you. But now, they're haunted by the realization of how wrong they were. Here's the truth. Your absence carries a weight they never anticipated. It speaks volumes, a silent, unrelenting reminder of the void you've left behind. This isn't about revenge or proving a point. It's about the quiet yet profound power of detachment. It's about choosing self-respect over the need for validation. When you walk away with grace and purpose, you're not just removing yourself physically, you're making a statement about your worth, one that cannot be ignored. Now think about this. How does it feel to suddenly be the one they can't stop thinking about? The one they miss? The one they didn't value until it was too late? For them, it's a storm of regret and longing. But for you, it's liberation. This is not about winning or losing. It's about finding strength in letting go. In today's video, we'll explore what happens when someone realizes you're gone. We'll unpack their emotions, their regrets, and the lessons they're forced to confront. And most importantly, we'll reflect on how Stoic principles like detachment and self-mastery can help you move forward with dignity and power. Stay with me till the end, because this could be the moment that changes how you see yourself and the people you choose to let go of. 1. The initial shock. Reality sets in. When someone first realizes you're gone, it doesn't hit them all at once. At first, they might downplay your absence, assuming you'll come back or that life will continue as it always has. They may even convince themselves that they're unaffected. But then, as the days stretch into silence, something changes. The reality of your absence starts to sink in, and with it comes the initial shock, a sharp and undeniable realization that you're no longer there to rely on, talk to, or share life with. This moment is often marked by confusion and disbelief. They might ask themselves, why haven't they reached out? Or, what happened to the connection we had? They replay conversations in their head, searching for a reason, a moment that led to this silence. But what they're really feeling is the weight of the void you've left behind. For them, this shock is jarring because it disrupts their sense of normalcy. They had grown accustomed to your presence, even if they took it for granted. You were the one who listened, supported, or gave them your energy, and now that energy is gone. It's as if a piece of their world has shifted, leaving them off balance and unsettled. From a Stoic perspective, this initial shock is not your concern. It's a reflection of their own dependency on you, not a reflection of your worth. When you chose to step away, it wasn't to cause them pain or to teach them a lesson. It was to prioritize your peace and growth. Their shock is a natural consequence of their own lack of awareness, not something you need to carry. It's important to remember that this realization often comes too late for them. By the time they understand the significance of your absence, you've already begun to move forward. You've embraced the quiet strength of detachment, choosing self-respect over seeking validation from someone who didn't value you fully. This stage is a pivotal moment for both parties. For them, it's a wake-up call, a chance to reflect on what they've lost. For you, it's a testament to the power of walking away, not as an act of anger, but as an act of self-preservation. This initial shock sets the stage for what's to come as they begin to grapple with the reality of life without you. 2. The haunting regret. Regret is one of the heaviest emotions a person can carry. It starts as a whisper, a small thought that creeps into their mind during quiet moments. At first they may not even recognize it for what it is, but as the days go by it grows louder, more persistent, like a shadow that refuses to leave. When someone realizes you're no longer in their life, the weight of regret can become overwhelming. They begin replaying every interaction, every moment they had with you, searching for the exact point where they went wrong. They remember the times they didn't appreciate you, the times they ignored your efforts, dismissed your words, or failed to reciprocate the care and energy you gave so freely. Each memory becomes a painful reminder of what they've lost. They start to ask themselves questions. Why didn't I see their value when they were here? Why did I let them slip away? These questions linger unanswered, leaving them with a deep sense of remorse. But here's the key. Their regret isn't your responsibility to fix. From a Stoic perspective, regret is a reflection of their own actions and choices, not yours. You did what you had to do by walking away, not to punish them, but to honor your own worth. Their failure to value you is a lesson they must learn on their own, and it's a necessary part of their journey. For you, as someone who practices detachment, this regret is not something to revel in or use as a form of revenge. Stoicism teaches us that our focus should remain on what we can control: our actions, our thoughts, and our growth. Their feelings of regret, while powerful, are theirs to navigate. Regret often leads to a realization of what they had and the understanding that it's now gone forever. This can be a humbling experience for them, but it's also a liberating one for you. You're no longer tied to their validation or approval. Instead, you're free to move forward, stronger and more self-assured than ever. Regret is their burden to carry, and your detachment is the reminder that your worth was never dependent on their acknowledgement. Walking away with grace has shown them and yourself that your value is non-negotiable. 3. The void they can't fill. When someone realizes you're gone, they may try to move on quickly, filling the space you once occupied with distractions, new people, or other temporary fixes. But here's the truth. No matter how hard they try, there's a void left behind that they simply cannot fill. This void isn't just about your physical absence. It's about the unique energy, presence, and value you brought into their life. At first, they might convince themselves that they can replace you. They might seek solace in surface-level connections, casual conversations, or the company of others. But deep down, they know that no one else truly compares. The comfort you provided, the way you listened, the way you made them feel seen and valued, these things cannot be replicated. Your absence starts to feel like a shadow, one that follows them no matter where they go or what they do. From a Stoic perspective, this realization is not something to gloat over. It's simply the natural outcome of your decision to walk away and focus on yourself. When you detach, you're not just leaving a physical space. You're leaving behind a version of yourself that gave freely, perhaps too freely, to someone who didn't reciprocate. The void they feel is not your responsibility, it's theirs to grapple with. Over time, they may begin to feel the weight of what they've lost. This could manifest as nostalgia, regret, or even a longing to turn back time. They might replay conversations in their mind, thinking about what they could have done differently. But no matter how much they wish to undo the past, the void remains. And here's where the power of detachment truly shines. By walking away, you've chosen self-respect over the illusion of control. You've shown that your value is not tied to their acknowledgement or approval. This void they feel is a reflection of their actions, not a commentary on your worth. Ultimately, the void you leave behind isn't a punishment, it's a lesson. It's a reminder of what happens when someone underestimates or takes for granted the presence of someone who gave so much. And for you, it's a symbol of your growth, a testament to your ability to let go, move forward, and embrace the life you deserve. 4. The silent power of detachment. Detachment is one of the most underrated yet profoundly powerful actions you can take in life. Unlike dramatic exits or vengeful goodbyes, detachment is not loud. It is calm, deliberate, and rooted in inner strength. It's the quiet decision to step back, withdraw your energy, and focus on what truly matters, your own peace and growth. This silence is what makes it so impactful, and it's exactly why it leaves such a deep impression on those who experience it. When you detach, you send an unspoken message that their actions or lack thereof no longer control your emotions. It is not about being cold or indifferent. Rather, it's about taking control of your narrative. Detachment is not for the weak. It requires immense self-discipline and clarity of purpose. It is the ultimate display of self-respect, signaling to others that you value yourself too much to remain in situations where your worth is overlooked. For the person you've detached from, this silence is unsettling. It forces them to sit with their thoughts and reflect on what they've lost. While arguments and confrontations can be dismissed or rationalized, silence is different. It lingers. It's undeniable. It leaves space for regret to grow and forces them to confront their own role in your absence. This quiet withdrawal of energy can often speak louder than words ever could. Stoicism teaches us that our peace lies in focusing only on what we can control, our thoughts, actions, and responses. Detachment embodies this principle. When you let go, you free yourself from the chaos of trying to change others or win their approval. You reclaim your energy and redirect it toward things that nourish your spirit and elevate your life. The silent power of detachment also has a ripple effect. It's magnetic. Your refusal to chase, beg, or argue often draws people back toward you. But by the time they return, you've evolved. You've grown into someone stronger, more confident, and less willing to compromise your worth. Detachment is not about making others feel your absence. It's about feeling your own presence more deeply. It's about stepping back not to punish, but to protect your peace. And in that silence, you find a strength that speaks louder than any words ever could. 5. How they feel when they realize the truth. When the truth of your absence finally sinks in, it hits them with an intensity they never anticipated. At first, They might have dismissed your silence as temporary, a brief phase of anger, hurt, or self-preservation. They may have believed you'd return, as you always did before. But as time passes, reality dawns. You're not coming back. This realization is like a tidal wave, sweeping over them with a mix of emotions they struggle to process. The first thing they feel is loss. It's not just the absence of your physical presence, it's the loss of the emotional stability you provided, the comfort of knowing someone cared deeply for them. They start to recognize that your presence was more than a convenience or a habit. It was a source of warmth, security, and acceptance. Now, in your absence, they feel a void that no distraction can fill. Regret soon follows. They begin to replay moments in their mind, analyzing their actions or lack thereof that pushed you away. They recall the times they ignored your needs, dismissed your efforts, or failed to appreciate your value. Each memory stings, like tiny shards of glass cutting into their conscience. This regret isn't fleeting, it lingers, a constant reminder of what they've lost. Then comes self-reflection, albeit forced. They might ask themselves questions they've avoided for years. Why did I take them for granted? Why didn't I value them when I had the chance? What does this say about me? Your absence acts as a mirror, forcing them to confront their flaws and insecurities. Finally, they feel admiration, though bittersweet. They start to see the strength it took for you to walk away. They recognize the quiet dignity of your detachment and how it reflects your self-respect and growth. This admiration, however, is laced with the painful understanding that they can no longer have what they now desire. For you, as someone practicing Stoicism, this is a reminder of your growth. Their feelings, while intense, are not your responsibility. You've chosen to detach not out of anger or revenge, but out of a commitment to yourself. Their realization is their burden to bear, their lesson to learn. And for you, it's confirmation that your worth was never dependent on their recognition. It has always been yours to claim. In this moment, you embody the power of silence and self-respect, showing that sometimes the strongest statement you can make is simply walking away. Your absence is not a punishment, it's a testament to your growth. When they realize you're gone, it's a reflection of their own actions and a lesson they must learn. But for you, the journey continues. Detach with grace, focus on your purpose, and never let anyone diminish your value again. If this reflection resonated with you, like this video, share it with someone who needs to hear this, and subscribe to Mindful Stoicism for more insights on self-growth and inner strength. Remember, your silence and detachment are your greatest strengths.